Namaste. The divine in me sees the divine in you. I absolutely love this translation of this simple yet so welcoming gesture that we have taken from the East and the centuries of the inner seeking of the truth within us. And over the past few days, I have started reading my third book of 2026 and the realization that we were never meant to have all the answers figured out. The first 50 years of my life was all about having the external validation. On the external surface, I was successful. I had a thriving career, I had lots of adventure and travel, lots of social interactions, and my family life was a bit up and down and chaotic at times, but on average it was probably okay on the grand scheme of things. But this second chapter of my life is where I've delved inwards. I have looked for the answers within myself and also demonstrated the kindness and gentleness that my heart parts needed in order for them to feel safe, to let go of the pain and suffering that they were carrying. So for the first 50 years of my life, I demonstrated the external success, but internally there was a constant battle, constant criticism, judgment, harshness, that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't working hard enough, I wasn't providing sufficient value into the world to make me worthwhile for existing. And yet, in the past 3 years, doing that inner work that's felt uncomfortable at times, it's given me the clarity. It's also given me the peace, the harmony, the ability to really parent my heart parts rather than seeking the external support, the external meeting of my needs. I've actually done that myself. I have become the loving parent to my heart parts. And I know that in this channel, I have sort of like shared some tools and techniques through my training as a coach and a hypnotherapist. However, the biggest transformation is the work that we do on ourselves. And even though I've had success with clients and I've impacted many lives over the past few years where I've pivoted my career, the biggest transformation is what I get to experience every single day. And the book that I've been reading, and I'm still at the early stages, is Byron Katie's The Work, but the book is titled Loving What Is. And it's about asking 4 relatively simple questions that require you to self-reflect and really tap into the truth of what your thoughts are making you experience. And I know I've used another acronym called THINK, where it's about challenging our thoughts. Are they true? Are they helpful? Are they necessary? Are they kind? Are they inspiring? Because at the end of the day, our pain and suffering is all as a result of the meaning and the interpretation that we give to the thoughts that are running within our head. And if, like me, you are an overthinker, a perfectionist, seeking the external validation and proof and evidence that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, you're providing the right support, always the right, when in actual fact, good enough and complete is a valid position to be in. Life is busy and at times it can feel chaotic, but what we're all seeking is that feeling of inner peace, harmony, where everything flows with ease. It's not a struggle, we're not pushing, we're not resisting for the changes to occur in our life. And this is where patterns of behaviour in my life were constantly pushing me in a spiral. For every success that I had externally, for every accolade, every cheer and praise that I received, very little of it really came in, because that inner critic, that loud voice of, no, you've not done everything on the to-do list, so it's not time to celebrate, pushing all the success, all the happiness, all the joy until further down the line. I was constantly running away from my past and constantly seeking a future that was constantly moving. The goalposts were constantly being moved. I was never content in the present. And there was a short YouTube that I saw from Dr. Julie where she used an egg timer, and it's like, are you living in the past or are you living in the future? And whether we live in either of those, there's always pain and suffering. There's always hell on earth as a result. But when you're in the present, when you're in a place of gratitude, that you get to take the next breath, that you get to be present here and now and reflect that you've survived every hard day of your life, you have shown up for yourself repeatedly, even if it has been harsh and unkind. And you get to change it. You get to be a kinder, gentler version to yourself. So when I woke up this morning, I was toying with the idea, will I post a video this week? Will I wait a few days? And I could start feeling that kind of internal analysis paralysis starting to kick in, starting to second guess, what am I going to create? And that is when I sort of leaned into the questions and leaned into the work. It's like, why is this fear surfacing again? What would I be without that fear? And that is myself, my true, whole, authentic self. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. Do I want to be perfect? No. I am human. I am having this experience right now. And having this experience is about navigating the roller coaster of emotions, but navigating them from a place of adventure, curiosity, growth, expansion, experimentation. Today, I wanted to go out and go for a walk and maybe record some B-roll footage. However, the weather here in Scotland has been very unpredictable. My camera equipment isn't waterproof, so I can't go out when there is little rain showers. And what I wanted to actually do is be authentic to myself. So get in front of the camera, record what I'm currently experiencing, what I'm going through, to show you that we don't need to have it all figured out. I'm 53 and I just feel like I'm a 3-year-old, still experimenting, still learning and growing. We don't have a manual of what way we should be going. We've got the answers within us, but we need to slow down. We need to be kind. We need to be gentle with myself. And gentle was that kind of intention that I sort of resonated with me when I was doing my protection cloaking this morning before I got out of bed. And it was embrace the day, embrace what's going to be. It might not be perfect, it might not be amazing, but it gets to be real, it gets to be here and now, and it gets to be what we make it to be and what we attach the meaning to. So as I'm evolving in the second chapter, that inner dialogue, yes, it will surface, but because I lean into it from that place of kindness, of curiosity, I don't stay there for hours. I don't stay there for days or weeks like I did in my first 50 years. And as a result, that pain and suffering that I inflicted on myself because of the rampant thoughts and the meaning and the harshness that I was associating with them all is all letting go. And now I can be in the present moment. I can go with the flow. I can see it for what it is. And sometimes it's just be gentle, just go slow, just be kind. So if any of this has resonated, let me know in the comments below. How have you navigated life? Is that inner critic still rampant, or are you able to lean in and be gentle with it and figure out what is it trying to protect you from? And if this content resonates and you've not already subscribed, please do so. If you've liked it, please like it. And if there's someone in your life that would benefit from hearing another perspective, that we don't need to have it all figured out, we just need to keep showing up. We need to keep being kind and gentle with ourselves, then please share it with them. Now, I want you to go out and seize the day, whether you go outside or whether you do some self-reflection or just take a few deep breaths and be present and tap in and ask yourself, what am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I experiencing right now? And just go with the flow. So remember, there's always choices in life, so choose wisely. Until the next one, bye.